Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Kinlaig and our Tales of the Highlands series. I don't know what's going on, I will be honest, and that's always a good way to start an episode, just by, being out completely open and saying, I have no clue what's going on. It's August, and it's been snowing since July. Now, I know it's Scotland after all, and the rain is quite prominent, let's just say that in the series. I've had a lot of rain. But I didn't expect to get snow in August and in the end of July to the point where we've got snow on the ground. Now, I know it's raining and we've got a bit of snow. We've got a bit of sun later on, but it's -2 out there in August. Oh my God, I feel so sorry for people in Scotland if this is the norm, which I don't think it is. I don't think it's quite this bad. But then again, it's probably snowed at some point in Scotland in August. Hey, there's a wolf. Just randomly. That reminds me, actually, I've had a lot of questions about the wildlife because they see buffaloes in the video, they see elks and foxes and wolves, and it's basically an add-on that's basically some extra files that add on to the wildlife in the game. It's like something you have to put into the base game files yourself. It is on King Mods, so just go on there, search for the addition. I think it's called like additional wildlife. If you just search for that, you can follow the link to do it. You can follow the instructions to do it. It's all up board. It's original. That website is, I've mentioned a few times. It's a little bit dodgy because it's flooded with converted mods basically. And what I mean by that is some modders are taking. Well, I don't even know if you call them modders. You basically just take mods from past generation of games that. And convert them to FS25. And while that's probably good because you're getting more options, they've not got permission for it from the people that have actually made them in the first place, and that's just a shame because it puts modders off, and that's why we get less and less modders working on mods. So basically, I never plug that site normally anymore. I never put any links into it in my Discord on here, and all I ever say to anyone is if you're going onto it. And because there is some mods on there that have been uploaded by the mod author, and they are legit, and that's the problem. So it's just finding that it's just finding them, and also making sure that you're confident that it is legitimate, been put on by the original mod author. Because some modders like to use King mods, and that's up to them. And I still happily will go on there and have a look, but I just don't want to. Kind of promote it in my videos anymore because of the fact that it's just so problematic. And if you go on there and see something, download it, and you think you're doing the right thing, and it's a minefield, and then you're just going to get caught at some point, and that's the problem. So, if you are interested in getting these additional wildlife, just jump onto King Mods and search for it. But I'm not going to put the link in my video description for the reasons that I've just stated. Yeah, but anyway, back into the winter wonderland in summertime, which is just interesting, and it's also perfect timing because we are in August, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do in the last episode. So if we have a look at the map, I mulched out this field and the combined one over here, so that's all good. I also went over and put some lime to get the pH sorted, so we're all set on all the fields now. And my plan was in this episode to put some manure down, a slurry that I have noticed as well isn't giving me as much as it did before. And I've checked the Realistic Livestock mod, and I haven't changed it or updated it, so it still should pump out a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's still giving me quite a bit, but 9,000 is less than what it should be. So I don't know if something's overriding that somewhere, but we're not getting the amount that I would like to. So I'm going to have to find a way, again, of increasing slurry numbers and also the numbers of the manure as well. Quick update on the animals. We've had some baby calves, which is cool. We've had 3, in fact, from 1 pregnancy. So that was let's just say a big achievement. But yeah, we've got 1 that's female, 1 Angus female, which strangely has been born infertile. So luckily, we're not going to breed off this one. We're going to, rear it for meat, basically. But yeah, she's infertile, and we've got these 2 that are too young to be inseminated or the bull to do its work. And then we've had 2, Angus calves that are male, so they're going to be again, for meat. Luckily, you know, we don't have to worry about the male, the males breeding with the females, because it just says non-compatible, basically. So we don't have to worry about separating them or segregating them in any way. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist there. I have put a load of feed in. I've put TMR in. It's consumed quite a bit already. Yeah, I literally did that in the previous day, so the last day in July. And we've shot down already. Manure's going up slowly. Slurry's going up slowly. I think it was at 5,000. So we've had 4,000 in 3 sleeps. So this will be day 3 since that. So not as much as I was getting before. And also straw's not going down quick enough for me, for my liking, because I want to consume it. I want to, you know, the whole point of this series is to have a lot of inputs and outputs. Basically, I want the cows to consume a lot of feed. I want them to give off. I want them to take a lot of straw, but I also want them to give back a lot of manure, a lot of muck, a lot of slurry. And yeah, I'm not too fussed about the milk. I happily keep the milk the way it's set in the realistic livestock mod. I just want more inputs and more outputs, so I'm more hands-on with the animals. So I'm going to have to find I'm going to have to fine-tune it again. It's strange because I did it and it was working, but something must be overriding it somewhere. So I've got to figure that out. Yeah, I mean, the sheep are fine. Just leave them be. It seems like they're just quite happy. And you can see that the meadow grass has gone up, but I did put some TMR in because we jumped down. So I put 1 feed mix TMR for the dairy stock as well. But then now the meadow grass has shot up, even though it snowed. So again, strange. But we got a bit of manure, a bit of slurry in there, so we could technically go and do what my original plan was, which is I wanted to go. If we look at the nitrogen, I wanted to go across these 3 fields with either muck or slurry and basically get him to a good state to then start planting him. Now, talking about crop types, I've decided we're going to stick with like an arable crop to get some, probably some straw off. So I think maybe 22 and this big field we're going to put oats in, something a bit different than the barley. And we have got, if we look at the red tape mod, you can see that there is a policy of crop rotation, so we do need to make sure that we're constantly rotating through the crops. We can't just keep growing barley like we've done this time around. So I'm going to put oats in. Now, field 23, I'm actually going to put corn in and do some maize, which, again, because I've not got the Maize Plus mod, which, by the way, I think is close. I'm not 100% certain on that. It's just I've noticed that Alien Paul's been doing some streams, some British streams, and he's got a logo on his thumbnail that actually says coming 2025. So, well, you know, it's November now. We're getting close to the end of 2025. So, fingers crossed, it's close. That's what I'd hope for anyway. But we'll have to just wait and see on that. But it might be close, and then we can actually do maize silage. But we're going to be doing it for silage. We'll get chaff, put it in the bunker. That'll also benefit us because we're not wrapping bales. And again, one of our schemes this time is reduced bale wrapping. So we can make sure that we get a reward for not doing that. Well, not doing the wrap bales. So, yeah, that's my plan going forward. However, it snowed. So that's kind of put a bit of a, spanner in the works, let's just say. And, yeah, I think I'm going to do something that I didn't expect to do until winter. And it's really convenient because it was my suggestion that has been implemented into the red tape mod, which is spreading salt. And it's a policy, or a scheme, should I say, that comes up and appears when it's been snowing, and that's actually happened. So I thought we should try that out. If the snow then disappears, we could go and, spread some muck or something, or slurry, because it is raining and it could disappear, but it is -1, so it's not like it's warm enough to melt. So I imagine at some point it's just going to disappear like it always does. It's a nasty thing that is in the game, and I think nasty is the right word, because it is just so abrupt that all of a sudden you just see this wave of snow disappearing. It's not like it gradually decreases and it's not very natural to see as a player in game. It just all of a sudden is there and then it's not. So, it'd be a nice improvement maybe in future games that we can see that gradual melting of snow, maybe even water on the ground after it, even if it's not raining like now. That would be interesting. I also found an issue with this thing. This thing, in fact, is mental. And it's definitely this mulcher. And I think the only way to showcase it... Now, I have jumped out the game and come back in, so watch it not work now, or watch the problem not be there. But basically, it's got the weirdest collisions ever. There you go. You see that? So it's colliding with things on the ground, like almost like terrain decals. And it's only this. It's only the mulcher. It's got some strange stuff going on with it, and I'm going to have to get rid of it. Also, it's got a mind of its own. So, there you go. We've got a ghost mulcher. I mean, I don't even know what to say with it. It's just crazy. I mean, I unhitched from it, and then it started moving on its own. There you go. It's going the other way now. And, yeah. I thought if I bought like a robotic automatic mulcher that just does it on its own, a bit like one of them hoovers you can get in your house that you just plug in, just goes round. So then I thought, no, I can't deal with this. I'm going to have to sell it at some point and swap it out. So that's one thing I'm definitely going to have to swap out. I also mentioned as well about swapping out the wheel loader. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that wheel loader. I do. It's actually a stunning mod that's been made there and kind of suits this map a lot. But I found something else. Well, I say a lot. It's a bit of a lie, actually. I've been sent something else that's I've used in FS22 and Mark Thor did for me. And it's the Scroft JCB load-all. It's the farmhand load-all, the original one by George. It's even got the stock faffing stickers in. And I'd love to have that in this series. So I actually think as well, if we sell the current wheel loader and swap it in, we'll make a profit. Got a bit of lag going on. Currently, it might be the snow. So yeah, like that is... yeah, so I think it might be the way to go. But let's get some salt spread on the roads. Because, yeah, we've got that that's popped up in the red tape mod. And before we pick up, like, the scheme... yeah, before we pick it up, the scheme that we have to activate... that'll give us the spreader, and we need to also buy some salt, and that's got to come out of our own pockets. I'll also show you the red tape because we've gone into another month. We've had some more updates, and I've also accepted another scheme. Now, it was probably the best month I've had for the red tape because I'd got no fines, no penalty kind of points. If anything, I gained more points and I've gone up in the tier system. And I don't think it's going to be difficult at all to kind of maintain the maximum tier. Which, again, well, it should give us the maximum reward, so I'm very happy with it. But let's just stand indoors and have a quick look at the red tape mod, and I'll show you what I'm on about. We'll start off with the policies. We'll go through again. This is all the same. Crop rotation, not an issue. This has changed a little bit in numbers just because of the fact we've got more cows going into the beef shed because we've had 3 calves. So that's gone down, I think, a touch. But you can see that we're still very... we're still comfortably above the 9 there and the 12 on them too. I'd say these two here are our closest ones. So the sheep shed, or the sheep barn, sorry, which is right next to the beef shed. So the ones that are closest to each other, they're the ones we've got to keep an eye on. But 41 to 12 is still comfortable. 23 to 9 is getting a little bit close on the sheep barn. So we've got to make sure that, we've got to make sure basically that when we have the lambs, we take them quick. And I think that's the culprit originally when I got penalised. Because if you think of all them sheep that I've taken out to the outdoor sheep pasture, they were also inside at one point. And, yeah, it must have been that shed that was getting... I think it was over... I think basically it was under, the 9 metres per sheep. And that's what it's telling me there, so... Now, this is all the same. I've still not been penalised for these 2 trees, which actually was branches, so hopefully that gets sorted out. And you can see that it's every June and December that fines will occur. So we're probably going to get fines for these 2 in December. Now, I will report that. I need to remember to make a note of that and report that to Oz. So I'm just going to write this down. I know, not ideal, but it means I'll remember. And then looking through the rest, everything's pretty much how it should be. Now, this is the new one. This is the new scheme. We'll go back to that in a second. But I want to just quickly show that we've got 3 active. We've got the original ones, which is the reduced bale wrapping and natural grazing. But we've got a new one, which is the natural fertilizer. And I thought it'd be perfect for us because we want to do this, don't we? We want to use this more than we use the synthetic alternatives. So it says here, a scheme to encourage the use of natural fertilizers such as manure, slurry, and digestate. You will receive a bonus for the amount of natural fertilizers you use compared to the synthetic alternatives. We'll get an evaluation in September, which is next month, and the report will show the usage of natural and other fertilizers during the last month. So we'll have the natural here, which will be like manure, slurry, digestate. If we use all three, it'll just stack on top as the total number. The other fertilizer usage, though, that is going to be for like liquid fertilizer, which we are going to use on our crops eventually. But I want it to give, basically, I want to have the starting point of the fields higher. So we use less of the synthetics or the liquid fertilizer because we don't need to go as far up. That's the aim with it. And if we still use, you know, every time we use slurry and manure, we're going to get rewarded for it. So it's a no-brainer. So that's where we're at with that. Tax is changed, definitely, because I've got 98,000 expenses now, 66,000 with, you know, the changes that I did with the mulcher. And also we're paying every month £1,000 with fees for, like, if we look here, you've got fees for this good stuff. So the monitor, yeah, we got fees for putting all the monitors on. You can see that every month, this is how much we pay for each individual shed or pasture or whatever it is to have monitor tags on the animals. So that's actually that's actually a deduction. You can see where I'm setting up over here. But these are the last 3 months really, because I set up, didn't I? This is when I set up all the series. So that's from there. It's all skewed. That I put the red tape mod on around here. So we've got what 14,000 minus 11 and minus there. But you can see that the monitor subscriptions are £1,000, and that's pretty much our main fee currently coming out. So if we go back to the scheme in the new one, you can see this one, which I'm proper proud of. Even though I didn't do this, it was an idea I had that shared with Oz, and he's done it so quick. But you can see road snow clearing. So it says, in light of recent snowfall, the local council are asking farmers to spread salt to help keep the roads clear and safe. The following equipment will be provided for the duration of the scheme. So I'm going to select it now. I did notice as well in here, we've got like different tiers. And because I said that it was, basically we had snow right at the end of July, and you can see that some have like popped up. We've got road snow clearing tier A, tier B, tier C, tier D. Now, I think the current one is tier D. I don't know what that means. I haven't got a clue, to be honest, but we'll select it and we can pick up our item. And now if we just buy some salt, we should be able to just, go around clearing, spreading salt on the road. So I'm going to take probably going to drive like the main circular route, I'd say. Like if we are, where are we now? We are here. So if I just go down here, up across here, all the way up here, might even go this way, back down to this route, all the way down here, come down to this section, back around and over to this section, or even I could take a loop, like a full loop, and come back here. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to see how much I get rewarded for it. So we need to make sure we've got the right amount of salt for starters, because I don't know how far it's going to take me. It almost makes me feel like I should have a way of carrying some salt at the same time, because I don't know this salt spreader how much. It doesn't look like it's going to hold too much, does it? So it would be nice if I could get a way of just carrying a bit of salt, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So, yeah. I mean, what we could do, I was thinking we could have someone following us, but that sounds like a proper pain. I'll tell you what, let's just fill up as much as we can do and then go from there. Let's go down to consumables, objects. We want road salt, 4,000. And that's 800, so I hope I get paid more than that, even though I can stack these for next time. But I just got a feeling it's not going to go far at all. I mean, basically it's one. Yeah, I don't think it is going to go far at all, so let's see how far we go with this. I'll put it on a time-lapse, but I don't want to be coming back and forth. I'd rather just carry on, but I think I'm going to need... Well, I'd need at least a front loader, because we could carry some. Now, luckily, it's not going down too quick, is it? And we're still flying at 31 miles an hour, so you never know. This might work out surprisingly well. We'll see how far we get.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind. I'm trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business. 'Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. Oh Lord, you can keep your 9 to 5.
I couldn't have planned that or timed it better. I literally got back here after doing a proper loop of the map. I mean, I went... Let's just map this out again. So I came out of the dealership, went all the way up there, down this section here, up the bank, over here, wide around that section, up here, down to this, down here, took this, then went up there, realised I went the wrong way, come back down to myself, took this main road all the way down here, went up my farm track, then went down this way, and then went like that, which was a strange way of doing it. I should have carried on and then kind of gone back on myself and then down here. But anyway, I worked myself to hit this section, carried on down the main road up to here and here on and back to the dealership, and then literally went to zero. It went so far with that spread. I actually think that spreaders could be possibly one of my favourite spreaders to use for salt. Apart from that, but we won't talk about that. So yeah, I mean, I'll leave them 4 bags here, but I'm interested to see, like, if we've had just any information on the scheme. So our active ones, road, snow clearing. So I don't think we'll get an evaluation till September, but you know, I'm quite happy with that. We've done, you know, a fair section there. So I think we just need the snow to clear off now. So I'll drive back. Yeah, I'll drive back, part this up. I'll probably sleep into the next in-game day and see if the snow's gone. It should do. We haven't got any more snow forecast. We've got a bit of sunshine on the horizon as well after the rain. So yeah, we'll see where we're at then, because I want to get at least one field spread with muck in this episode. It was my original plan, but with it snowing, it changed that up. And yeah, just so the video is not too long, I think if we do one field, I can always finish off the rest before the next episode. Welcome back, everybody. We are into August day 2. I pretty much got back I got hooked up to the tanker, put some slurry in it, and then I'm just fueling up now. I slept before it, went into August day 2, and we got paid. Because the snow cleared off, the scheme was completed. You can see that it says here, a scheme has ended. But look at this one. The road snow clearing scheme paid you £20,000. Now, I will mention to Oz that even though I did quite a lot, I don't know if 20,000's... basically, 20,000 is way too much. If it paid me like 4,000, I think I'd be like, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. But 20,000 is it's a vast amount. It's so easy to earn. So I think personally needs to make an adjustment there. Definitely needs to make an adjustment, in fact. So I'll speak to Oz and I'll send him that info over. But I love the fact I can do that. And even if I earn 4,000, 5,000 from it, it's a lot of money still. A lot more than what you get in the real life situation. If you were ever asked to do that by the council, you'd still earn some good cash. Obviously, you probably get paid by the hour and it'd be a good rate because of the job you're doing. But still, £20,000, that is a lot of cash. That is a lot of cash. I don't even know if that's gone on taxable income. I think schemes aren't taxable. I'm pretty certain, yeah. Anything you earn from off a scheme or a policy is, you don't have to put that as a profit. I'm pretty sure of it. Or even an expense, I imagine, with the fines. So yeah. But, man, that is pretty insane. In fact, it's definitely insane. So that's some good cash. £20,000 there. So we may as well go buy that thing at this point for making that kind of money, but it probably won't be like that when the mod comes out. Definitely. But anyway, let's go and spread some muck. We got 20,000 litres in this tanker. Full tank of fuel as well. I think I'll leave this one because it's a big field. I think I'll go and do the field just across that we're going to be doing maize in. I think that's probably the perfect size to end off this episode. But man, I'm well over the moon with that, and it worked because I was worried that when the snow disappeared, the scheme said it had ended, and I was thinking, will I get paid for it? Do I have to wait for the next month or something, or will I not get paid for it? But the fact that I got 20,000 means I definitely got paid for it, and I got paid a lot more than I thought I was going to get. I mean, it's good cash. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Because this is the thing that's going to help Oz out the most, not just my suggestion, but it's feedback from you guys watching. What would you say for the amount of work I just did? What was it, like maybe 20 minutes of driving around at about 31 miles an hour? I mean, what would you say is a reasonable price on normal difficulty? And I don't know if the difficulty has an effect on the red tape. I'll have to ask that question because it'll be interesting to know if it does. But yeah, what would you say would be reasonable? I'm thinking about 4,000, or depending on what you'd done. If I'd done an extra, say I did the extra side of the map that I missed near where all the proper city is in the port area or the town or whatever you want to call it. If I'd done all that and I earned 4,000, I'd say that was about fair. So I'd say for that, about £3,000 is probably where I'd think is the sweet spot. But let me know in the comment section. Do you think £3,000 would be too low for that? Would it not be enough of an incentive for you? Because I still think £3,000 are, good money in this game for doing a job like that. But 20,000, think about all the work you have to put into for a field and the amount you get off and yield on normal difficulty, and then when you sell it and everything, even at the best time. Say I did this field, I'd probably get about 25,000 from the crop. Maybe a bit more depending on what I'm growing. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a bit steep. But that's the whole point of testing. And Oz has made it clear that these numbers are going to need tweaking here and there. And this is the whole point of us finding it out. So it's something believable and not going to be. Because if you get too much, you might be like, I'm not going to do that again. It's too easy. You might think, if it's too hard, I'm not going to do that again. There wasn't enough of a reward. So it is about finding the balance in a sweet spot between the two. Right, come on. This has definitely got to fly up here. It's 280 horsepower, I think. She looks like she's struggling so far. But we will get this field done. I think I've got enough slurry to do this whole field. I think I have. I've just used 20,000 litres, and that is a lot, so we might be shy. These definitely need a bit of feed in the beef barn. They've gone down to 40% because I'm on the meadow, so they need some feed. But I got 12,000 in here, 10,000 muck, and then in here I've got 10,000 litres of slurry and 6. So I think I might have, yeah, technically one more full tank of slurry to put on the ground. And then I've also got, I've probably got a load, maybe a load of muck. So it might get there, it might not, we'll have to see. But 5 miles an hour up an hill with 280 horsepower. Come on, New Holland, you can fly up here.
Step by step, I've walked 100 miles and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find. The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Can you hear me? Tell me, can you hear me? I've been calling out for help, still don't see nobody near me. I'm down and almost underground and so deep in the valley, I can't even tell you which way is the mountain. God, the only word I got, I could probably plant a garden, all this dirt I got. Trail of broken hearts behind me from the hurt I bought. Sometimes I really start to wonder if I deserve my spot. Cause I'm just a man who's got blood all on his hands. But does a humble sinner still deserve a chance? Hey, say a prayer for me, I think you win in
Step by step, I walked 100 miles and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find.
Let's go.
The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely.
Get off of this lonely road.
Would you catch me? Tell me, would you catch me if I told you I was sorry? Could I fall into your blessing? Would you wrap your arms around me? Never drown me. If I walk towards the light, could I tell them that you found me? God, the only help I got. I know some people plotting on me, probably thought I'd rot. Praying for my downfall, wanna take my spot. Guess I deserve it, all the evil came out my heart. But I'm just a man who's got blood all on his hands. But does a humble sinner still deserve a chance? Hey, take me up, I pray to God I never
Step
land.
by step, I walked 100 miles and I still ain't sure just what I'm trying so hard to find. The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wandered so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I'll find my way and get off of this lonely road.
Off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely road, off of this lonely
Get off
road.
of this lonely road. And get off of this lonely road.
I nearly got that perfect then. Nearly. There's a tiny section. And I mean, it's so small that I'm not even going to go back in the field. So I'm happy with it. But we did. That's two things now that have pretty much been bang on. In fact, it doesn't even show. It could be that section there. But when you can see how patchy it is. And that's just because it's slurry and it's less homogenized. But I'm quite happy with that. That's pretty much the majority of the slurry on the farm. We've got a bit left at the... Yeah, we've got a bit left where the dairy cows are. But if we take it out now of the slurry store, let's say, of the dairy shed, put it into the tanker, next month with it and does an evaluation on the amount that we're holding, the average should go down because we're not holding anything for slurry. So, yeah, it should go down. It might be a good way of like keeping the numbers a little bit lower if you keep some stored in your tanker. If you're not, you know, it's like an extra storage point basically. If you wanted to do it like that, but I mean, I'm just going to do it because it makes my life a little bit easier knowing that I've got both of these now completely empty of slurry. And if we go into this, start off with our beef shed. You can see the slurry's empty. Dairy shed, slurry's empty. We've got 6,000 litres of manure, 10,000 litres or 11,000 litres in there of manure. That should do field 22, but 50 and 20 we're going to struggle with. Now, if we are planting oats, we can't plant oats until next year, so we've got plenty of time on that field to get some muck down, so that's good news. And we're also doing some corn, which I can't see for some reason. There it is. Bloody hell, I was going blind. Yeah, April. So again, we've got plenty of time to get these fields, put some muck on and get them up to fertilise. So, and getting, you know, that first layer of fertilising done. So I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I think it's been a very productive episode. A bit of a mixed bag as well, because I didn't expect to do anything really like this. I didn't expect to going around spreading salt for the snow, but we have done, and it's been nice to test out. We know that we get a big reward for it, and I'll mention to Oz that that needs adjusting. So apologies to anyone that's looking for a good cash payday. By the time the mod's out, maybe that won't be the case, but you never know. It could be. Let's reload this thing because it's really bugging me. So let's, where is the placeables? It's that. So we want to reload placeables. Why has it got reload wall light? Is that because of where I am? If I do it now, will it? Yeah, ground stain. So there we go. It reloads all the placeables, which I think could be the problem I'm having with like productivity, but you never know, it might not be. So that's ground stain 5 again. I'm just seeing where I could stand so it actually notices this as reload slurry hose. Ground stain 5. Yeah, it seems like it's not noticing this shed, unfortunately, which would be nice. Let's try it here. Yeah, ground stain 5, which basically is just one of the ground stains that I've put down. There's quite a few of them, but I'm hoping that it would have picked up this. I mean, this is the most prominent placeable right now. We definitely... Just thinking, if I get on the roof, we'll do a bit of parkour. You ready? Parkour. Hey, that worked. Dairy shed, there you go. So we could reload it from here. Successfully reloaded XML and i3Ds of one placeable. So if we do stand on the roof, we can reload it, and then obviously the cows should go back down. I don't know what's going on. Must be helium that's coming off and not methane, if you know what I'm saying. Whilst I'm standing on here, though, this is a perfect spot for me to end the episode. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it this time around. It's been fun. Honestly, I'm really enjoying the red tape mod. I think it is a true game changer, and I can't wait for everyone else to play it. And you never know, if things do work out, we might be getting the red tape mod around Christmas. Fingers crossed. Just depends on testing and how many things wants to add in and change. But it's worth the wait. But if it does come around that time, and we also get Maze Plus around that time, we could be having like what I think FS25 peak is going to be at, because we need these kind of mods to just set the tone for next year. And then if maps like Whitcomb come out and things like that, God, you know, the future's looking bright for FS25. If you like playing like this and also like playing on British maps as well. So yeah, looking forward to all that stuff coming out. And I know by speaking to Oxy today a few times, in fact, I've got to go and send him some info right after this that's to do with Whitcomb, because there's something on that map that's going to be really cool for the farmhand. And yeah, I'm going to help him come up with a name for it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But honestly, can't wait for all this stuff to come out. There's some excellent modders changing the game for the better for us players. And I think we can all just tip our hats and salute them for what they do, because without them, we'd be bloody lost. And I don't think a lot of us will be playing the game for as long as we do. You know, it takes two to tango, as they say. Giants being a major part of that for developing the game. But without the modders, I don't think Giants would be in the state they're in now, which is a positive state. And the same goes for modders. If we didn't have Giants, we wouldn't have the game. So I think it's like a great recipe that works out for us players in the end. But I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. And I'll see you all in the next one. See you, everybody.